Hello everyone! Welcome back to our channel, Immigration Canada. We hope you're doing great. In this video, we're going to talk about Canada Updates Income Requirements for Parents and Grandparents Program. Canada has revised the income thresholds for the Parents and Grandparents Program for 2025, making it more critical for potential sponsors to meet updated financial criteria. This video reflects the government's effort to ensure sponsors can support incoming family members adequately. If you're interested in this topic, please pay attention and watch the video through to the end to get all the information. Please hit like and subscribe, and don't forget to push the notification bell for an upcoming video. So, without any further delay, let's jump into the video. Immigration, Refugees, and Citizenship Canada has updated the minimum income requirements needed to sponsor parents or grandparents for permanent residency in 2025. Canadian citizens and permanent residents looking to sponsor relatives under the Parents and Grandparents Program must have made a minimum of $47,549 in 2024. This is an increase of a minimum of $3,000 compared to the previous year. How much income do I need to sponsor my parents or grandparents for the PGP program in 2025? To sponsor parents or grandparents through the PGP program, you must meet the income requirement for 3 tax years preceding the date of application. So for the 2025 intake, you need to meet the income requirements for the years 2024, 2023, and 2022. The amount of income you would need is proportional to the size of your family. You can meet the minimum income requirements either as an individual or by combining income with a co-signing spouse or common law partner. How do I count family size? When calculating family size, you need to account for everyone you will be financially responsible for, not just the people coming to Canada. This includes the following: yourself, your spouse or common law partner. If it's a spouse, you will need to include them even if separated in most cases. If they are co-signing the application, include them for all 3 years. If they are not, only include them for the years they meet the definition of spouse or common law partner. Dependent children. This includes your dependent children, your spouse's dependent children, as well as dependent children of the dependent children. You only need to include children for the years they meet the definition of a dependent child. Anyone you or your co-signer have sponsored in the past. You would have to also include any family members of the person sponsored, their spouses, common law partners, and/or dependent children. The people you want to sponsor. This includes the person you are sponsoring, principal applicant, their spouse or common law partner. This also includes their separated spouses unless they have a new partner, their dependent children, and dependent children of the dependent children, if any. You have to include the principal applicant's family members even if they aren't coming to Canada, and/or even if they are permanent residents of Canada or Canadian citizens. Who can apply for the PGP in 2025? Earlier this month, the federal government announced that it would be sending out invitations to potential sponsors of the PGP starting on July 28, 2025. The government will send out 17,860 invitations over the course of 2 weeks, with the aim of accepting 10,000 complete applications in 2025. All the invitations being sent out will be to sponsors who submitted interest to sponsor forms in 2020. About the Parents and Grandparents Program. The PGP is a family reunification pathway to permanent residency. Under it, eligible Canadian citizens, permanent residents, and registered Indians can sponsor their parents or grandparents for PR. Sponsors must receive an invitation to apply before being able to sponsor their parents or grandparents. Since the demand for the program has exceeded the spots that are available, the government uses a lottery system to distribute invitations. The last time the submission form for interest to sponsor a parent or grandparent under the PGP was open was in 2020. About the Super Visa. Those who wish to reunite with their parents or grandparents in Canada but have not been able to submit an interest form can consider the Super Visa program. The Super Visa allows Canadian citizens and permanent residents the ability to host parents or grandparents for up to 10 years as visiting temporary residents. They can visit for up to 5 years at a time, depending on specific criteria. To be eligible, the sponsor must agree to support their relatives during the duration of their stay and meet income requirements. The applicant must have qualifying health insurance, a valid travel document while they're in Canada, and be admissible. With limited spots and a lottery-based invitation system, meeting the income requirements is just one step toward family reunification through the PGP. For those not selected, the Super Visa offers an alternative route to bring parents and grandparents to Canada on a long-term basis. That is all for today in this video.
What are your thoughts on this?
Please let us know in the comments section below. Thanks for watching the entire video. Hopefully the information is useful to you. See you later in the next video. Till then, take care.
Canada updates income requirements for parents and grandparents program. Immigration, Refugees and Citizenship Canada has raised the minimum income requirement for sponsoring parents or grandparents under the Parents and Grandparents program. In 2025, sponsor must have earned at least $47,549 in 2024, reflecting a $3,000 increase from the previous year. Eligibility requires meeting the minimum income thresholds for the past 3 tax year, 2022 and 2024, based on a family size, or which includes the sponsor, their spouse, dependent children, prior sponsoring users, and all family members of the principal applicant, whether or not they will immigrate to Canada. Income can be combined with a spouse or common law partner. The federal government will issue 17,860 invitations beginning July 28, 2025, aiming to accept 10,000 completed applications. All invitations will go to individuals who submitted interest to sponsor forms in 2020. For those not selected, these super visa remain an option, allowing long-term visits of up to 10 years for parents or grandparents with eligibility based on income, admissibility, health insurance, and financial support.